Hi everyone, Xthany X Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new XX album, I See You. This is the third full-length album from this London indie pop band, easily one of the biggest acts to come out of the UK in the tail end of the 2000s. In 2009, they had originally broke out with this very minimal, stylish sound on an album that I had a difficult time kind of seeing the merit in. This record, in my opinion, was just too stripped back, too bare bones to be anything but drab, which is kind of a vibe that the vocals on the record only added to as they were just relentlessly breathy and moody, forcing this awkward sadness and sensuality onto the listener that I just could not vibe with. And sadly, history has kind of repeated itself on this latest record over here, as Romy and Oliver's singing on this album is still not a selling point for me. Their chemistry is about as exciting as an ice cube melting, especially on the song Say Something Loving. However, I will say that this is the most musically engaging album that the XX has put together to date, or at least the most instrumentally detailed album. I See You does not go down the same minimal road that the XX's debut album did, nor is it as blissful and as atmospheric as their sophomore full-length LP Coexist. I wouldn't call I See You exciting or exuberant, but there are some legitimately lively and danceable beats that seep their way into the track list here, maybe crossing over from Jamie XX's surprisingly good debut full-length LP In Color that dropped back in 2015. Case in point, the song On Hold featuring these awesome Hall & Oates samples and very rigid, funky rhythms. And the song I Dare You To, a track that to me smells like the band's clearest attempt ever at writing a steady pop tune, if not only for the fact that the chorus does absolutely nothing. It seems like they're trying to do as little as possible on the hook. The instrumentation just disappears, and then you just get these boring whoa, whoa vocals, which is kind of disappointing because up until that point, the track had been great. There are even some surprising moments in the track listing here where it seems like the band is using some string sections to elevate the very skeletal beats and warm bass lines and twangy echo-drenched guitars. And the strange choral vocals on the song Lips were actually beautiful and a nice change of pace. The song Replica even struck me as pretty, with its very icy synth chords and glamorous pianos. I can easily say that this is also the band's most diverse album so far too, and most dramatic too, as there are tracks like Brave For You, for example, that feature some pretty climactic instrumental builds. A shame that this track and several others on here feature very abrupt endings that leave the track feeling kind of fizzled out. So in one breath, while the XX are bringing more vibrant and punchier ideas to the table on these songs, they're also kind of failing to seal the deal during a couple of pivotal moments, unfortunately. One other thing I would like to note about these tracks is that it seems like there are moments where the band are stretching outside of their comfort zone lyrically, not just singing about love and desire and lust and heartbreak, but also anxiety a little bit, or at least references to that, as well as the challenge of being yourself and just having emotional strength. These themes come through on songs like Replica and Performance and Brave For You, all of which added up to another nice change of pace for the band, in my opinion. Overall, I like this album. I think it's the XX's best album to date, but I don't really love the record, so what is that really saying? And from the look of the reception of this album thus far, it doesn't seem like fans are putting this above the band's debut. So my perspective on this record is most likely not going to be in line with that of a lot of people who have ridden with the XX up until this point and have loved much of what they've done. Still, I think the band has matured a little bit on this record. They have made some advancements. They have made some improvements. They have taken some risks, and they have filled out their songs a little bit instrumentally, lyrically, compositionally, more at least than they have been in the past. It seems like they're doing a better job of balancing style with substance. Unfortunately, though, a lot of my same issues, compositionally and vocally, from the past records do kind of carry over onto this album too. Not so much that the experience is completely devoid of enjoyment, as, albums of theirs in the past have been for me, but, certainly enough to keep it from being one of my favorites of this year. Still, though, I'm feeling a light to decent 6 on this LP. Tran? Have you given this XX album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Just leave an angry comment if you're angry. All sorts of links next to my head, other videos you should check out, subscribe to the channel, and that's it everybody. Hope you're well, stay hydrated, eat some fruits and veggies, forever.